Got a little chemical in. Obviously it's not enough to do it, but we got 3 shuttles in. Afraid that it may go up here in the very near future. Trying to lock in some prices. Working on a bit of a mess today. It seems like I say that a lot. So Bob and I and Cody have put barn track up, full length of his building, and rollers. And he had a brand new tarp out there. We're going to try to section off half of his building so we can work on stuff when it's cold. We've got that heater running, and we brought Bob's back over from the house, that one. And it's pretty warm in here. It's 28 outside, I think. Wind's blowing. Gotta get that door adjusted down right there. I think his chain jumped on his track, but barn's not real tight, but we're hoping to be able to maintain some temperature here. He's getting the ice off the tarp. It was outside. Can't even pick up the tarp anymore for the weight. Well, hang on a minute. Thought my camera was dirty. We did what we could do today. That tarp is 30 feet. The building's 42, I believe. So we're gonna do something different on the other end. No big deal. This tarp's a lot wider too. Bob's threatening to cut it off. It's a brand new tarp, but he bought it with a trailer, he said, so he didn't have anything in it. Kind of came with the trailer. But with this heater running and that one back there, and we're trying to heat the whole thing, it's a lot warmer in here than it is outside. And we've never had this one in here running before hard. So it's gonna do a good job. But anyway, we'll get this walled off. We're gonna put, from this rafter up, I think we're gonna put some plastic in there. And then we'll pull these against the wall. Bob's gonna tack them, plate them, something. But anyway, we run out of rollers. They were out where he bought them. They only had 6. So he's got some ordered. And yeah, we'll go watch some football, I guess. It's Sunday. About the 24th or 5th, somewhere in there. I'm from Kansas, and I hope the Chiefs get beat today. Too much questionable calls on them fellas. All right, guys, later. Morning, guys. It's about the 26th or 7th, something like that. Monday, the end of January, day after the playoffs and the football. And as I stated earlier, I'm from Kansas, and I still think they get favorable calls. So we're just airing up some tires. I've got Goldilocks over here running. It was just easier to pull it out than start this diesel. It's got a 427 in it, air brakes, so we're just airing up off of it. Had a couple on the tanker that were a little low. Well, they were pretty well flat, and I don't know why. Hadn't any trouble, must have hit something. Last time we pulled the tanker was down there to help that fire department. So anyway, I was gonna tell you, got that bead seeder. This one was off the wheel, completely off the wheel, because I had to move it with the tanker, and it was cold, and I didn't want to get the truck out. Long story, but anyway, I was just gonna tell you guys, that old bead seeder we have, there's no way to get it in there. Well, that one, I just took it and put it right there on the inside. No problem. Hit her once and put that wheel back, or put that tire back on the wheel. So $56, I think it was a pretty good investment. We didn't have to have ether or gas or anything dangerous. I'm just going to tell you, I think that's well worth the money. Vevor. I've got some other problems with some Vevor stuff. I may talk about it here for long. Bob had a couple pigs going to the locker today. I smell tires burning. Had to get in there, I guess, so got them loaded. Cody's little pigs are sure growing. I think they're only about 5 weeks old. She's a little grumpy. She would nail your butt. There's some more in there. They must be in the house. It's Friday, 31st, January. First load of the year's in. Just pulled in, got him hooked up. Filling the top tank and one front one. I have to have just one front one open to get enough to push up top. Once we fill that one, then we'll turn this bottom one on. We got another truck. Oh, just pulled in.
You're gonna start loading him into the tanker, I guess?
Yep, just pulled in. So there's two. It's a start. Good afternoon, guys. It's pretty here today. It's about 70 degrees. We had minus 10, seems like a week ago maybe. So definitely an upswing. I was just going to visit with you a second. We got those 2 semi-loads of fertilizer off. We have not started putting fertilizer on yet. We're going to go across the wheat, and we are also going to go across the corn ground at the same time with the first shot of fertilizer. So it's going to be a little hectic when we get running here. We've got, like I said, got the 2 semi loads in. We've got 5 more. I put 5 more semi loads on the books this morning, and that'll be a little over half of what we need, I believe. So we need at least another 5 or 6 yet to get over the corn, and then we're going to have to hit the wheat again. Probably mid-March when we hit it again. It's about the 3rd of February today. It's Tuesday. No, it's Monday. It's Monday. So anyway, like I said, we got this one loaded, and flip you around. I've got a couple things. Hopefully the wind's not bad, guys. Had a couple things I was just going to mention. LV6. Are you guys buying any LV6? That's what was in one of the totes. Let's see if I can get out of the wind here. That was what was in one of the totes there at the first of the video. We bought a tote of glyphosate, which we have a couple totes of that. We bought a tote of Liberty, and then we bought a tote of LV6. LV6 is getting way out of hand. We bought that a month and a half ago, probably. Well, Buddy called today and wanted to know if we'd bought ours. I said, well, we'd bought a tote. I guess it's went up substantially since we bought that, and they're saying that there's no end in sight for the 2,4-D product. So he told me why, and I can't even remember exactly what his philosophy was on that. But they said there's no stop. So if you need LV6, I would recommend probably going ahead and doing something with that. Other thing, India has 1.5 million ton of urea out there for bid. When they bid it, or when they had it bid the first time, they got 180,000 ton of their 1.5 million. Now, what we've heard, India generally puts out big numbers and then do not accept all the fertilizer that they try to get bid. But if they're anywhere close to needing that 1.32 million ton yet, that could be a game changer for a lot of us. The other thing, China is sitting on their urea. Excuse me, sitting on their urea. They're not shipping any out, stockpiling everything. So that's another reason I booked 5 more semi-loads of liquid this morning, because we all know if urea goes up, liquid's going to follow. It's just how it works. So anyway, yeah, I'm just going to mention those 2 things about fertilizer and about the LV6. So something to keep in mind. I know we can panic and we can get in a hurry, and well, does it change our bottom line? Oh, maybe not tremendously in the end, but you know, a dollar saves, a dollar earned here. Anyway, flip you around. One more thing I was going to do. We bought this tanker. Zoom you out here. We bought this tanker. We didn't get much for it. Had to do some work to it. And it was plumb 3-inch here, 3-inch to here, and then a 2 and a 2. And then we plumbed a 2-inch off to a 2-inch pump on the other side. But I just ordered a 3-inch pump. I had a 3-inch pump out in the shop, but looks like it's inoperable. It's an old one. So anyway, I ordered a Vevor 3-inch pump. And I don't know, I'm kind of stuck on the Vevor stuff at the moment. Harbor Junk, their 3-inch pump was $3.99 and quoted 290 gallon a minute. This one was $202, 7-horse, 3-inch, and it's quoting 265 gallon a minute. So for the money difference, I mean, I can buy 2 of them for the price of Harbor Junk, let alone a $800 pump that's decent. We know they're probably not the best quality, but those engines, they pretty well copied Honda. They do a good job. And like I said, I can buy 2 of them. I can throw one in the shop and have it if we have a problem. So anyway, I'm thinking about just taking this box off and then because they've bolted that, so I can take the box off and build me a platform here and just run my 2-inch or my 3-inch, I'm sorry, to where we fill. Just when we go to fill the tanker, we'll just pop it off and hang it to the side, and then when we hook it up. On our tender, we're still using 2-inch. A lot of times if you get a ton of different chemicals going in, a 2-inch is fast enough. Even on a 1,200 gallon sprayer, by the time you get your chemicals in, you know, you're almost full of water. We've got neighbors that have said, oh, you gotta have 3-inch, you gotta have 3-inch. Well, we had 2 neighbors time their sprayers. One of them said he could fill in 8 minutes, start to stop. And he has, I don't know which brand it is. It's the great big tall stainless steel cone setup that meters all that for you. The other one has a setup, probably real similar to ours, but he's running 3-inch. And he said it took him like 9.5 minutes start to stop. Well, Bob and I, and of course we always run 2 people on the tender. I always have every chemical ready in the inductor that I can have. And we start to stop are, I think, just over 12 minutes. Well, 8 to 12, yeah, I get it. That's 4 minutes. But I don't know that that's worth the pump and all the plumbing. It's not even a pump. It's the plumbing, you know. You have to start all over on the plumbing. And I'm sure eventually we will go to 3. The reason we're going to 3 on this one is fertilizer. You guys know how slow fertilizer is to move. It's just terribly slow. With a 2-inch pump, it might take us, darn it, I should have had my numbers together. I'm thinking about 18 minutes to fill that 1,200 gallon sprayer from start to stop on pumping fertilizer. So if we can go with a 3-inch pump and we can cut it down to, you know, 10 or 12, then that's time served, especially when you're putting on a substantial gallons per acre. Well, you're filling more than you're spraying. So, you know, last year we put 42 gallon on in one pass. We put 35 gallon of 32%, and we put on 7 gallon of 1034, all in the same pass. Well, it doesn't take long to figure out 1,200 gallon tank on 42 gallons an acre. It doesn't last long. So your fill time really eats your lunch at that point. That's why I'm thinking 3-inch on this, and then, you know, be able to fill substantially faster. This pass over, and don't want to get into too many details of exactly what we're putting on. Not that I'm a guy that keeps things from people. Usually I don't. Usually I don't keep my mouth shut enough. But I think we're going to run about 20 gallon across the wheat now. And I think we're going to put 20 gallon with some sulfur and some zinc and such on our corn ground. That will give us a start on the corn. Obviously nowhere near enough, but it'll give us a shot across it. Not enough on our wheat either. We already have some down on the wheat, but this 20 gallon will get us started to get green up, and that's what we're after, with some thylacine, some sulfur, and some nitrogen. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I just, again, going to mention about the fertilizer and the LV6. If you guys do farm, I'm sure some of you do, you might check on the LV6, the 2,4-D products. If you need some, they say they are going up fast, and do not see any end in sight on that product. Enlist, they're telling us probably is going to be pretty stable. Liberty quoted this morning $28 a gallon for Liberty, and for the knockoff generic it was $18 a gallon. We did buy a tote of that, so we're sitting fine at the moment. But anyway, stuff is going up. Tariffs may bump that up a little bit for now. Not that concerned about it, I guess, but LV6 was already headed up. So that's my 2 cents, guys. Have a good one. Later. Well, I guess it's go time. Changing nozzles to our creamers. That one was leaking right there when I changed it, so got to look and looked like it was cracked. So anyway, I just went ahead and put a whole new body on it. Sprayer hadn't been running for quite some time. Batteries weren't 100%. I changed fuel filters day before yesterday, the inline filter, so it might have been a little short of fluid. Bob pumped it before he tried to start it, but it just turned over a little grumpy. All right, yeah, I'll get her loaded. We just decided to start on an 80 close to house, make sure it's not too muddy. We were gonna go up to Clearwater, but we get up there and it's too soft. Then we've wasted all that time. So we'll start on this 80 right here, a couple miles from the house. Make sure everything's working right. Go from there. Looks like all those streamers are on. Well, that's a plus. Alright, I'm gonna get this turned around in the field here. Well, Bob said it's a little soft in the field, and I just about got hung up turning the semi around right there. The roadsides are extremely soft. We got her backed in here, and he set up on the north end. He left some tracks. I asked him, it's where the snow blew off the neighbor. Maybe there was some drifts up there on the fence line. So he's gonna make one more round next headland and see what he thinks, see if it's too muddy or not. We may have to shut down. We might be crowding her a little bit.